Hi, welcome to online classes. Today we shall start with our new chapter, that is hardware and software for e-business. Now let's start with introduction. When computer is connected to one or more computers in a way that it can share a data with those computers, the connection is called a network. So if there are many computers, in order to share the data, if it is connected, then it is called a network. Just not computers, if other computer devices are connected in order to share the data, then it is called as a network. Each computer on a network is called a node or terminal client. All the data served from one computer to another with the help of a server, which controls the process of transmitting data from one computer to another, keeps a check on the data transmitting. So if you want to share the data from one computer to another computer, you should have a server. So where all the data is being saved and it helps in transmitting the data from one computer to another computer. For instance, I have created a PPT where you can pictorially understand. So you can see there are various computer devices like laptop, computer system, printer, PlayStation, phone devices, and another computer. So you have a server here. So through this server you can transfer the data from one computer to another computer and various devices. So this is a router and it is a server as well. And you can see a node here. A node is nothing but a server. So where you can transmit the data to various computers, and each computer is called a client. So these are the clients and these are the node. A group of computers connected to each other in close range, such as building, office, or even a single room like computer laboratory in school or college, is called local area network. Suppose if you are creating a network within the computers in a business, within the business or within a college or school with a limited boundary, then it is called as local area network. Similarly, if you are connecting the networks throughout geographically, so there is no boundaries. So if you are creating the network widely, then it is called as wide area network. A computer network that covers a large geographical area and made of leased to LAN is called wide area network. May be connected by telephone wire, cable, or even satellite. The internet or the World Wide Web works on WAN. So you can see this world area network examples are internet or world www, that is World Wide Web. So in order to have WAN, you should connect the devices maybe through telephone wire or cable or even satellite. You can see here that this is a LAN system. So where within a business you can see each system is being connected through a server. So when each system is connected within a business, then it is called as local area network. So here you can see there are various businesses which is being connected, then it is called as wide area network. So within the business they have LAN, and when to connect each companies, then they use WAN, that is wide area network. Developing e-business or e-commerce application will involve of considering the various parameters with respect infrastructure. The infrastructure includes hardware, software, connected bandwidth, security, and third-party applications. So to start a e-business or e-commerce application, you should have various hardware and software requirements. So to have this hardware and software requirement, you should have a separate unit where maybe like a IT department which takes care of all the applications. Infrastructure also includes the architecture of network hardware and software and where it is located. A key decision with managing this infrastructure with elements are located within a company, which are managed externally as third-party managed application, data, service, and networks. So if you go through any MNCs or Big Fours, you can see a separate department called as IT department, where they take care of the infrastructure of hardware and software requirements for the company. So you can see here, so this is the infrastructure for e-commerce. You can see GSM networks here. So these tower requirements are hardware requirements, and you can see database servers, Apache web servers, and retail provide web servers. These all are software networks. And so this is about infrastructure of e-commerce. Then now let's move on to distinguish between internet, intranet, and extranet. Next you have internet, a global information network providing a variety of information and communication facilities consisting of interconnected networks using standardized communication portals. So through internet you can share informations and you can have communication facilities like video calling or text messaging, so throughout the world. So you can talk to a person who is staying abroad, as you can connect to the system of theirs through internet. Internet represents World Wide Web or network of network connecting computers across the world. As I told you, the best example for wide area network was internet, as it is going to connect the system throughout the world. Then intranet represents a dedicated network of computers within a single organization. Suppose there are many systems in the company, and if each system within the company is being connected, then it is called as intranet. As I told you, local area network was best example for intranet. Then extranet represents a network where outside business partners, suppliers, or customers can have limited access to a portion of enterprise intranet or network. So if you are using any of the websites, let's say any educational website, so if you want to access for any information or notes in the educational website, what you have to do, you have to log in. You have to create your ID, so only then you will be able to log in. So in such case it is called as extranet. You can see that here the difference. So intranet is narrower aspect where only the company can use it, and extranet is a bit broader aspect where the suppliers, customers can have the network with the company. And the intranet is the broader aspect where throughout the world you can connect. Then you have World Wide Web, that is WWW, an information system on the internet which allows documents to be connected to other documents by hypertext link. So it is nothing but WWW is nothing but an information system. So if you have any document or any information, you can save it in this WWW through a hypertext link, enabling the user to search for information by moving from one document to another. So if you have a hypertext link and if you are able to give the information through this WWW, then anyone can access to the information that is being provided through World Wide Web. Then you have server. A server is a computer that provides data or service to one or more client computers through a network. As I told you, a router, so router was a server where the information was transmitted from one computer to another computer. So server helps in transmitting the data from one device to another device. Next, web server. A web server is a program that uses HTTP, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You might get a question asking what is the full form for HTTP. The client server model and WWW to serve the files from the web pages to web users. So it's nothing but a web server is a server where all the information is stored. So suppose if you want to make use of that information, you have to give the HTTP link, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol link, and the information is displayed through World Wide Web to the web page users. So if I am the web page users, if I give the HTTP link, then through the web server the information is being displayed. Then web users, in response to their request, which are forwarded by the computer's HTTP clients. So if I give a HTTP link of any website, and it goes through the web server, and the web server gives the information in written using the HTTP link. Next we have types of server. So one is web server, which is already been discussed. It is a computer program that serves the requested HTML, that is hypertext markup language files or web pages, to ultimate web users. So if I am the web users, if I give the web page address, then it is being displayed through the web server. So you can see it here. So this is a server. So, and these are the devices which is being connected through a server, and the information is stored here, and it is also transmitted through the server. And for the web server, you can see, so I am the web browsers. So we are going to request through the internet by giving the web page link, and then it has been requested through the web server, and the web server responds with the information, and it is being displayed in the web browser. Then you have application server. Is a computer program in a distributed network that provides the business logic for an application program. For instance, I show you the picture. You can see here that there are two servers here. One is web server and application server. Suppose if I want to log into any web page of a bank, let's say Axis Bank. So I type in here Axis Bank, and the web server sends the link for various web pages of Axis Bank. So if I log into client services, and that in return will take to the web page of Axis Bank, and Axis Bank will have their own server where they store all the information regarding client database about our information, our account number, our information, basic information like name, then account number, and the place from where we belong. All the information is being stored in the server of the company, so banking company. So I was giving you an example of Axis Bank. So Axis Bank will have their own server where they are going to store all the information, personal information of their clients. So when the business uses a server to store all the client based data, then it is called as application server. So when we log in through any website saying Axis Bank, the web server will send the link, and then we will access to the link, and then we will go to their personal web page. And if we ask for any information, then the company goes to their application server and they pop up all the information regarding to your account. So this is the example for application server. Then you have proxy server. It is a software that acts as an intermediary between an endpoint device such as computer and another server from which a user or client is requesting a service. So what happens through a proxy server is there is a firewall or a proxy server, so it can be both. So usually you can see in the school PCs, you will not be able to log into Facebook or any virtual communities, because it is meant for only informations. So you can access only Google, but you will not be able to access WhatsApp or Instagram or any entertainment related websites. So it is being stopped by these proxy servers. So any web link that you type in your system is being monitored by the proxy server. They will see whether it is being allowed or not, and then the proxy server sends the message to the actual server, that is internet, and then the information is rebounded. So you will have an intermediary server, that is proxy server, in order to have the control of the access. Next you have mail server. It is an application that receives incoming email from local users, and remote users sends and forwards outgoing email for delivery. So it's a server basically used for email. You can see in this picture that suppose if you are sending an email, then it is sent through SMTP server. So While sending an email, it is sent through SMTP server and through internet, and once it is sent through the internet, it is going to be stored in IMAP server, and then it is sent to the user. So if you are sending to the person B, then the person B email is sent through SMTP server, and then it is received from IMAP server, and then it is received by the user. Then you have file server. It is a computer responsible for central storage and management of data files, so that other computer on the same network can access them. As I told you, each company will have a separate server where they all store the data and informations. And suppose if you are working on system 1 and your team leader can review your file in their system, that is system number 2, by using the information which is being stored in the server. So he can access the same file which you are using in the computer 1 and review your file in the system number 2 which he is using. So that is a file server. You can see it in this picture. You can see all the documents or files of different system is being stored in one server. And if your team leader is working in this system and if you're working in this system, he can access all the files which is being saved in this server through his system. Then you have policy server. It is a security component of policy-based network that provides authorization services and facilitate tracking and control of files. So there is nothing that you can hide in this server. All the information is being secured and saved here, and you can access the data which is being stored in this server, and everything is being controlled and authorized in the policy server. And then you have website. A website is a collection of related web pages, including multimedia content, typically identified with a common domain name and published on at least one web server. So each company will have their own page that is called a website, and where all the information regarding their company or any e-business, all the information is being stored in one platform that is called a website. It is nothing but a collection of data in a page, and that page will have a domain name that is nothing but a website address, and it should be published in the web server, and through www you can access that data. So this is all about today's class. For quick revision, if you want, I shall go through it. So you can see the website here. So here we'll create a website and where all the information is being stored. Then we spoke about policy server, where all the information is secured and authorized through a server. Then file server is nothing but where all the information in a company is being stored. And then mail server, so it is sent through SMTP server and then it is received by IMAP server. And then proxy server is nothing but mediator between the main server and the system in order to control the website access. And then you have application server, where each business will have their own server, that is called application server. And web server is nothing but all the information which is being stored in the server, like throughout the globe. Any information can be stored in the web servers, and if you search through web browser giving the link, you can access the information. Then server is nothing but an instrument which stores all the data and helps in transmitting the data from one device to another device. Then intranet and extranet. So internet is broader aspect, where throughout the world you can access. Extranet is a bit narrow aspect, where only the suppliers, customers and collaborators can access. And intranet is nothing but which can be used only within the company. Then we saw about the infrastructure which is required to build up e-commerce or e-business. Then LAN and WAN, it is nothing but local area network, where systems are connected locally within the business. And we spoke about wide area network, where each company is connected through LAN, and each company is connected through wide area network. Then node and client, the server is called node and it is connected through each client system. So each system is called a client. Then we spoke about networks. So when each device, computer device or computers are connected for transmitting the data, then it is called as a network. So this is all about today's class. If you have any doubt, please revert me back. I shall explain it to you again.